Come on, guys. It's Fuzzy. I woke up early this morning, I got my coffee in, and we are ready to go with this week's roster upgrades. If you guys take a look at the date, today is April 25th, Wednesday, and roster updates do not come out until Friday, so we do have to wait until the 27th so we can see who's going diamond, who's going gold. But with that being said, we are about to jump straight into the video. If you do enjoy, go ahead and slap a like on this one. I am about to give away a PSN code in a future video, so if you guys want to have a chance at winning a PSN code, make sure that you guys subscribe and hit that little bell because I'm going to be posting it in the description of a video pretty soon. So make sure you guys sub, hit that bell, let's get into it. The first player that we're going to talk about is Mr. Gerrit Cole. Now, he already has pretty elite velocity and break. Now, the only thing is his hits per nine and K per nine, those need to be improved. So currently on the year, he is 2-1 with a 1.29 ERA in 5 games started. In 35 innings, he's only given up 19 hits to go along with 8 walks to go with 49 strikeouts already. Opponents are only hitting 160 against Gerrit Cole, so Gerrit Cole seems to be on the upward trend now. One thing we have to keep in mind is this could be a comeback player of the year because in 2017, he had a 4.26 ERA. The year before, he had a 3.88. So we do have to kind of keep in mind that he was not performing at a top level the past 2 years. Hopefully, he turns it around and keeps it up. Definitely looking at Gerrit Cole going gold. Maybe not this week, but definitely being upgraded to at least a 79. Next up, we have the rookie Ozzie Albies. He is what, 21 years old? My gosh, 5'9". That's how tall I am. But Ozzie Albies, he is so fresh to the MLB that he doesn't even have card art yet. If we take a look at his stats, he has average fielding and really good speed. Now, his hitting, that's the one thing that may deserve an upgrade this week. Now, there's a little bit of a caveat to that. In 20 at-bats versus lefties, he's hitting 500 with 3 home runs. Now, against righties, he does have 3 home runs as well, but he's hitting 213. So look for the contact versus lefties to go up. If you see his inside edge, that's maybe where it should be already, but his contact versus righties is not going to go anywhere. But the power and the contact versus lefties definitely deserves an upgrade. Next up, we have a guy who is absolutely shredding it up on the mound this year, and his inside edge today kind of makes him seem worse than what he is. He's at a 1-star right now, playing at a 68, but I promise you, don't look anything into that. In 33.1 innings pitched, Patrick Corbin has a .66 whip. And if we take a look at his stats in MLB The Show 18, what are some things that he could definitely use an upgrade in? That 52 hit per nine, that's going to go up. That 65 walks per nine, that might go up as well, along with the control because he's only walked 6 hitters in 33 innings. So look for his hits per nine, his walks per nine, and his control to go up. Definitely thinking that Patrick Corbin might have a chance to go silver, but the thing about Patrick Corbin is that he had a 4.03 ERA last year, a 5.15 the year before, so he's definitely not a silver this year because of those stats. It's his own doing, but this year he is killing it. Definitely look for Patrick Corbin to go silver sometime soon. Up next, we have another guy that makes me feel special because, again, I'm only 5'8", 5'9", so the fact that he's putting up these numbers at 5'9" just makes me happy. He's also 25 years old. We're talking about Mookie Betts. Always keep in mind when you're thinking about buying players, Mookie Betts can play second base. If you plug this guy right here at second base, he is now one of the best cards in the game. His stats are even better than Shohei Otani, so if you plug him in at second, yes, you get the drop off in fielding just a little bit, but keep that in mind. Mookie Betts can play second. In 2018, Mookie Betts is destroying the lives of right-handed pitchers. He's hitting .393 with 4 home runs and 9 RBI. So definitely maybe the contact versus right is going to go up. Hitting .393, that's insane. So if he can keep it up for the majority of the year, you will see the contact versus righties go up. Now, the one thing, which is a little weird considering he is a right-handed hitter, he's only hitting .211 versus lefties, and he's at an 81 contact versus lefties right now. So if the trend continues, the contact versus righties will go up as well as the power, but the power versus lefties and the contact versus lefties will go down. Now, if he reverts back to normal Mookie Betts, and if he can keep the same stats versus righties, my gosh, you might have someone pushing Mike Trout for the best player in baseball. Now, as an Indians fan, I'm kind of sad saying this. No, I'm just kidding with you. Javier Baez is one of the most exciting players in the past 20 years of baseball, in my opinion. The way that he plays defense, the way that he's able to steal bases, everything like that. This guy is a complete player. And if I made it seem like Mookie Betts was a nightmare for right-handed pitchers, no. Take a look at this guy, Javier Baez. He has 6 home runs, 19 RBIs, and he's hitting .364 against right-handed pitchers. And take a look at his stats in MLB The Show 18. What is he worst at? Contact versus right and power versus right. Those both need to be upgraded ASAP. If they're not upgraded, I'm going to get my pitchfork. I'm coming to San Diego Studios. I'm starting a riot, okay? But just like Mookie Betts, he's pretty much been the exact opposite player this year. He has 1 home run, 5 RBIs, and he's hitting .136 against lefties this year. Again, in MLB The Show 18, that's his strength, is hitting against lefties. So we'll see if that goes back to normal. Maybe he dips off against righties just a little bit, or if he creeps up those lefty stats, just like Mookie Betts, while keeping the righty stats the same. Again, you have one of the best overall players in the entire Major League Baseball. His fielding is average, his arm strength is elite, along with pretty above average speed as well. So if Javier Baez can keep it up versus righties and also creep up those stats with lefties as well, maybe just keep him at that 87 contact versus lefties. Even if he dips down to an 80 contact versus lefty, that's not too bad. I think at the end of the year, Javier Baez might end up with a split of 75-85 with probably 70 power. I like talking about this guy. He plays hard. He has nothing but passion for the game. So I'll talk about Javier Baez all day long if you want me to. Even as an Indians fan, he ruined my dreams a couple years ago. This guy needs to be talked about. He is one of the best up-and-coming players in the game. 25 years old from Puerto Rico. Javier Baez, keep him on your radar. So we still have quite a few players to talk about, so I am going to speed it up just a little bit. But Mitch Haniger, he deserves the attention. Currently on the year, he's hitting .346 against lefties, and against righties, he has 6 home runs, 16 RBIs, and he's hitting .308. So the guy is mashing this year. The main premise behind this is Mitch Haniger rakes, so look for those contact stats versus lefties to go up as well, maybe even the power versus right-handers. I think where his stats should be against righties is where it currently is on the inside edge, so just with the +8/+8, he's at a 78, so if he can get the contact versus lefties up just a little bit, you will be looking at a gold position player, maybe by All-Star, maybe by the end of the year going into 2019, because he is age 27, he's entering his prime, so maybe by age 28, 29, you will see a gold Mitch Haniger card in the MLB The Show series. This guy is taking Major League Baseball by storm. We are talking about Jed Lowrie. Against right-handed pitchers, he has 5 home runs, 11 RBIs, and he's only hitting a merely .367. Now, if we take a look at his lefty stats, yeah, he only has 1 home run, but he has 13 RBIs, and he's hitting .357. So this guy cannot play any better than he is right now. I do want to warn you guys, he's 33 years old. He's been in the league for quite some time. His inside edge is amazing right now, so definitely someone, if you see him in Battle Royale, draft him because he's going to have a crazy inside edge for quite some time. I don't think he goes silver this week because just like guys like Ubaldo Jimenez from years in the past, they have a really good first half and then they suck in the second half. So we'll see if Jed Lowrie keeps up with the raking. That's all you can call it. He is absolutely raking right now. But if he continues to hit like this, his power versus righties will go up. I think you might see Jed Lowrie at a silver by the end of the year. I don't think he goes gold. You know, if he continues to hit, they're going to have to pay him his dues, but he hasn't been very good the last couple of years, so that factors into his 74 rating as well. But keep on raking, dog. You might be a silver pretty soon. All right, so for this one, we do have to go back to the Diamondbacks. We're talking about AJ Pollock, and AJ Pollock, I don't know if you guys remember, but back in the day, this guy was one of the best all-around players in all of baseball. Aside from the noodle arm, he has a 55 arm strength, so that's the one thing he's not going to do as well as everyone else. But this year alone, he has a .267 average versus lefties, so it's not the best, but he does have 3 home runs. So the power versus lefties, that's pretty solid. Now, one thing we have to talk about is 48 at-bats against righties. He's hitting .292, so maybe that 67 contact versus righties is going to go up. The one thing I want to mention is the fact that he's back to stealing bases. So the speed, base running aggression, and stealing might have a chance of being upgraded, and that's what AJ Pollock is known for. Having really good contact, hitting home runs here and there, but playing amazing defense and having really good speed. So just an overall amazing player. Definitely keep AJ Pollock on your radar because he might go gold pretty soon as well. Next up, we have everyone's favorite no player card player in the game. I don't know why he doesn't have an image in the game. I mean, he was in the league last year. He's in the league this year. He definitely should have a profile picture. So I think the first upgrade that Reese Hoskins will receive this year is a picture in the game. But let's get into the stats. He is hitting .327 with 3 home runs and 15 RBIs to go along with 12 walks against right-handed pitchers. So, I mean, dude is killing it right now. His stats are perfect where they need to be right now. I think they might upgrade his lefty stats. The reason why, well, he only has 12 at-bats, but he's been walked 9 times already. So lefties just don't want to face this guy. He has 9 walks compared to 4 strikeouts. So against lefties, he sees the ball better. Maybe you might see a vision upgrade because he is taking more pitches. He's striking out less, walking more, and he's hitting .333 against lefties. So definitely keep in mind that Reese Hoskins is young. He's 25 years old, but he's 225 at 6'4". The guy can mash like no one else in the game. If he can hit a little bit better against lefties this year, because I know he wasn't as great last year, he's hitting .333 currently and only 12 at bats. So we do have to see a more sample size, but I do think Reese Hoskins is going to get a picture upgrade, and I think he will be going up to about a 78, 79 because I think the vision is going to be upgraded this year. So Reese Hoskins, my man, let's go. I might get killed for this one, but I do not think Shohei Otani is going gold this week. The reason why I waited to post a video today on Wednesday is because Shohei Otani pitched yesterday, the 24th, and he did kind of get lit up against the Astros. So he has a 2-1 record with a 4.43 ERA. Again, now in the game, he has elite velocity and he has really good break. I think the break needs to be increased as well because he has amazing off-speed pitches. Now, the one thing we have to keep in mind is in 20 innings pitched, he's given up 14 hits and 9 walks. Not good. He has a 1.13 whip. Now, that's not bad. He's holding opponents to a 1.97 average. So if he can get that whip just a little bit, maybe down to a 1 whip, maybe 0.9 whip, the guy's going to be absolutely elite. Because if we take a look at his batting stats, let's see. So he has 42 at bats, 14 hits, not too bad. He's hitting 333 with 3 home runs and 11 RBIs. So the dude does not know how to take a pitch to save his life. But his contact versus right and left, maybe even the power as well, deserves upgrades because the guy's a pitcher. That's his main calling, as a pitcher. So the fact that he is a pitcher with these stats right there, they're only going to go up as he becomes more accustomed to major league pitching. So the better he can hit, the better chance he has of being upgraded, because it's not the fact that he's going to be a really good pitcher, it's the fact that he's a really good pitcher that can really hit as well. So again, he's the modern day Babe Ruth, as they call him. I don't think he goes gold this week because that's a 5-point upgrade, but I do think his stats versus righties and lefties will go up. So I think you might see Shohei maybe possibly creep up to a 77, maybe even a 78 this week, but keep your fingers crossed. If Edwin Diaz was a stock, I would put all of my money into it. He is this year's Bitcoin. I don't think he's going to drop off like Bitcoin did, but Edwin Diaz is taking off right now. If we take a look at his stats, he doesn't have any wins, he doesn't have any losses, so it's a wash for that, but he has a .79 ERA in 11 games and 11.1 innings pitched. He's only given up 2 hits, and he has 21 strikeouts. He's holding opponents to a, let me just slow down real quick. He's holding opponents to a .054 ERA with a .71 whip. I would not want to be in the box against this guy because he has a funky windup. Everything is crazy about this guy. He throws super hard, and he's only getting up 1 earned run and 11.1 innings pitched. 6 walks, so that's a little scary as well. So that's why his whip is so high. But again, 2 hits and 11.1 innings pitched. This guy is out of his mind. All right, guys, so this one's going to be a little interesting. We are talking about DJ LeMahieu. Now, the reason why it's interesting is because he's entering his age 29 season, and that's when everyone kind of hits their stride as a power hitter. Now, if we take a look, he has 4 home runs against lefties already and 10 RBIs. What are his stats against lefties? 101 contact, so that's already legendary. 101, you can't beat that in the game as a normal live series player. That's amazing. But the power versus lefty, you might see that be upgraded. You might see it with 4 home runs already just to start the season. Yes, he does play at Coors Field. I'm not holding that to him, but that power versus lefties might creep up to a 60, maybe even a 65. You might see DJ LeMahieu go gold, maybe all-star break. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. But DJ LeMahieu, if he can continue to hit home runs versus lefties and creep up those power stats in the game itself, I mean, you have one of the best second basemen in the game. Didi Gregorius is 100% going to get an upgrade this week because he's hitting, oh my God, I wasn't ready for this. He's hitting 352 with 6 home runs and 25 RBIs against right-handed pitchers. My gosh. My goodness, Didi, what are you doing? Oh, and not to mention that he's hitting 333 against lefties as well. So the guy is going to get an upgrade to all of his hitting stats. His fielding, his arm strength, already where it needs to be. He has 71 speed. I mean, we might be talking about a potential diamond candidate by the end of the year, maybe even all-star break. I know that's kind of the criteria. I like all-star break more than the end of the year because that's not exciting. I don't want to have a diamond at the end of the year. I want new diamonds by all-star break, okay? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention his teammate, no big deal. Luis Severino, he's only, he's only 4-1 with a 2.32 ERA, holding opponents to a 168 batting average with a .9 whip. I mean, he's all right, I guess. But the dude has 34 strikeouts and 31 innings. So let's just say Luis Severino, Gary Sanchez, Didi Gregorius. I mean, by the end of the year, the Yankees might have 1,000. They're going to have a lot of diamond players, okay? The Yankees are going to be filthy this year, but their pitching staff, I mean, aside from Severino, it's going to be shaky, so he will have to backpack the Yankees for the entirety of the year. But Aaron Judge is raking, Didi Gregorius is raking, Gary Sanchez is only hitting 196, but I think he's going to end up with like a 270, 275 average, so watch out for the Yankees, bro. The Red Sox are no joke as well. Baseball's good this year. Mr. Kyle Schwarber in his last 7 games is hitting .409 with 7 walks and 4 strikeouts, which is good because his vision is poop. Okay, it's absolute trash, but the thing that we have to keep in mind always with Kyle Schwarber is he's hitting .077 against lefties. I won't hold that to him because he only has 13 at bats, so maybe if he gets used to left-handed pitchers a little bit more as the year progresses, you might see that creep up just a little bit. Even if he hits 200, that's going to be better than .007, whatever it was. But against righties, he has 6 home runs, 14 RBIs, and he's hitting 360. So against right-handed pitchers, you do not want to face Kyle Schwarber. So the contact versus right-handed might go up. Now, he is already at a 95 power versus righties. I think that's pretty solid. I don't think you're really going to see an increase. He's not Joey Gallo. He's not anything close to that. But, I mean, 95 power, that's no joke. His fielding, let's not talk about that. The arm strength, his speed, those are all going to be things that hold him back. But I just wanted to mention Schwarber because he's having a really good year so far. He's one of my favorite players. Again, as an Indians fan, it's weird for me to say that because Cubs fans, I mean, they sometimes can get on my nerves because as an Indians fan, they ruined my dreams a couple years ago in the World Series. But Kyle Schwarber is definitely someone you want to keep in mind because he did lose weight. Maybe that speed goes up as well. I mean, Kyle Schwarber, he's the man. All right, guys, so we are coming down to the wire. We are down to our final 2 players, but the guy that we're talking about right now, he's back. Okay, Justin Verlander is back. And what's great about being back is that means he will be a diamond player. So on the year, he is 3-0 with a 1.1 ERA. He's holding his opponents to a 152 average with a .77 whip, which is crazy. And he's 39 strikeouts and 32 innings. So Justin Verlander, easily one of the best pitchers in the game. I don't know why he's still a gold, but he is an 84, so he is 1 point away from being a diamond. I think he goes diamond this week. I'm gonna hold myself to it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I definitely think he's going diamond pretty soon. But my money's on this week. And as I mentioned before, we are down to our final player. Wait, he was born in 1995? This guy is almost as old as me. What? He's 23? Didn't he just... Wait, he's at 100 saves already, and he's 23 years old? My gosh. Okay, so his nickname is No Panic for a reason. The guy right now in 2018, he doesn't have any wins, doesn't have any losses, just like Edwin Diaz, but he has a 1.74 ERA with 6 saves and 9 strikeouts. So he already has pretty elite numbers, but just at the fact that he has a .87 whip. Now, if we're taking a look at his stats, they're already pretty dang good. Why is he not a diamond? Why would they give him an 84? That's just disrespectful. Maybe it's because he's 23 years old. Maybe they're trying to see if he produces year after year. I mean, he does wear braces. I mean, come on. That's how young he is. He's wearing braces still. So my diamonds this week for sure, just me guessing, is going to be Roberto Osuna as well as Justin Verlander. Now, I don't know if Didi can make the push just yet because, again, he is a gold right now in 81. Luis Severino was at an 83, so we'll see if maybe he makes the push. I don't think he's going to do it this week, but Verlander, Osuna, bet on it. Well, guys, that is going to be it for me today. If I did miss anyone, please let me know in the comment section down below. Don't be mean. Don't say, oh my gosh, you missed Jason Worth. He's hitting 486 against lefties with 17 home runs. Don't criticize me in the comment section. If I did miss anyone, just be civil about it. Be nice. Just leave a comment with the name, and I will do some more research in next week's roster upgrades. Well, not next week's. The week after? I don't know. But guys, we'll be doing roster upgrades all throughout the year. So Cody Bellinger, I know we didn't talk about him. I know Shohei, I'm not saying he's going diamond just yet. I don't know, guys. You gotta give me some wiggle room, okay? So if you guys did enjoy and you want to see more of this, go ahead and slap a like on this one. My roster updates are a little different because I try to add some humor to it, and I have raw statistics, so I'm giving you guys some humor as well as the straight facts. So if you guys enjoyed, go ahead and slap a like on this one. Don't forget about that PSN code. Subscribe because you want to win one, okay? All right, guys. Bye-bye.